last breath in my hands. Your last breath in my hands. Kindness isn't always soft. Sometimes it arrives in smoke. March wind running hard through Nebraska. Flames climbing where the blacktop broke. I was headed in to work from school. Wendy's waiting down the road. When Showboat bent beside the Sundown, and the afternoon exploded. The fire had already found the grass. The wind was feeding it alive. I never stopped to call it courage. I only knew someone was inside. There wasn't time to think of dying. There was only him and fire. Cause kindness isn't always soft. Sometimes it runs into the flame. Sometimes it reaches through the wreckage for somebody without a name. I couldn't give you back tomorrow, couldn't make your heartbeat stay, but we carried you out of that burning car, and you didn't die alone that day. Dust and black took hold of your legs. I reached beneath your chest. My hands sank in the torn open places, trying to lift what life had left. Your arm was cut so deeply, blood and smoke were everywhere. Then your body made those little flutters, like breath was fighting for more air. I held the weight of someone's whole life who had never heard my name. No shared past, no introduction, just two strangers in the flame. I could not close the door on death, but I could stay there while it came. Kindness isn't always soft. Sometimes it holds you through the pain. Sometimes it carries dying strangers from the wreckage and the flame. I couldn't give you back tomorrow, couldn't make your heartbeat stay, but we carried you out of that burning car, and you didn't die alone that day. You breathed once, then fluttered, and tried once more again. And I felt your final breath move softly through my hands. Years later I learned your name was Benjamin, 32 from Guy Rock Town. A paper named the road and where how the fire burned the acres down. It caught us only passing strangers, never knowing who we were. Did you know my name was Zachary? Did you know that his was Dustin? 19 years I carried that evening without knowing your name. Then I found you in an old news story, and I smelled the smoke again. I'm writing what the paper couldn't, when no headline understood. Dustin held your legs beside me, and I held you while I could. The article can count the acres, name the vehicles and road, but paper cannot hold the silence of a body letting go. It cannot print the final flutter, growing weaker in your chest. Or how death becomes so weightless when the body comes to rest. Maybe there was a baby seed, memory comes and goes. Maybe someone waited somewhere. There are things I'll never know. Maybe someone watched the doorway, thinking you would soon come in, never knowing that a frightened boy was holding you at the end. You were not alone there, Benjamin, when you reached your final breath. A kid still dressed to go to work, held your face to face with death. Not because I thought myself a hero, not because I wasn't scared, but when your life lay in the fire, my own life did not matter there. People think that kindness looks like money, like an open door, food despair. But sometimes kindness smells like gasoline and burns your lungs, your skin, your hair. Sometimes mercy cannot save a body, sometimes love cannot make you stay. Sometimes laying down your life means you forget your own and run that way. No medal, no applause, no story I had planned, just Dustin holding up your legs and your last breath in my hands. I never thought that I was brave, I never thought I should be praised. I only saw the fire behind you and knew you had to be carried away. Maybe I did not give my life, cause I lived to leave that land, but I laid myself before the fire and felt doesn't always mean you die. Maybe sometimes it means forgetting. Every reason not to try. Maybe love is simply running before your mind can understand. Toward a stranger in the fire, with nothing but your hands. Kindness isn't always soft. Sometimes it walks straight through the flame. Sometimes it holds a dying stranger and spends a lifetime with his name. I couldn't give you back tomorrow. God knows I wanted you to stay, but we carried you out of that burning car, and you didn't die alone that day. Kindness isn't always sharp. Sometimes it trembles, sometimes it stands. Sometimes it is a frightened boy with a dying man inside his hands. I could not stop your final breathing. I could only bear its weight. But the fire did not have you, Benjamin, alone at heaven's gate. 3 miles north of Pauline, where Showboat meets Sundown. The wind carried fire through Nebraska as the evening settled down. The newspaper recorded one death. The road forgot our names, but I still feel your breath between my fingers. Whenever I remember the flames, I am your stranger. Until your final moment came. Now 19 years later, I finally know